Could Sebastian Vettel be returning home to Red Bull? Stick with us as we take you through everything that we know. At the end of the 2022 F1 season, Sebastian Vettel retired from racing in F1 after 16 years in the sport and 4 World Championships, all with the Milton Keynes-based Red Bull team. Vettel opted to leave the sport on his own terms so that he could spend more time with family and focus on other areas of his life. There is of course always a possibility he could follow in the footsteps of his idol, Michael Schumacher or Fernando Alonso, and make a return to the sport. So, what are the options for Sebastian at Red Bull? Towards the end of the 2022 season, Helmut Marko stated, "It is not impossible that he will come back for a top management position. We had a conversation, and if he could get a top management position, that would appeal to him." That became clear during the conversation. He would certainly have the potential and personality for it, but for now, we'll let him plant a few trees. This, however, is not the only option, and the one we think is more likely for Seb is to take over from Helmut. Helmut is now in his 70s and will surely need to bow out at some point. This would be the perfect opportunity for Sebastian to pass down his expert knowledge to the next generation of racers. Further reasons for this deal being more likely is also timing. Sebastian has only just retired from F1 and is likely to want to enjoy some time with his family and take some time out from the sport. For him to take on a management role straight away with the sport seems unlikely. One of his most loved tracks is Suzuka in Japan, and Seb was quoted saying, "Maybe one of the guys in the future who races here will feel a bit sick. I don't know. I don't wish them to feel so, but I wouldn't mind jumping back in the car for a race in Suzuka at any time. We'll see what the future brings." This is something we would love to see. Seb is an incredible talent and it's always a pleasure to see him racing. Unfortunately, this also seems unlikely. Teams employ reserve drivers for a reason and are likely to take that option if it's required. F1 cars are complex to drive and it often takes drivers a while to fully get used to the car and be able to extract the most speed out of them. To be clear, we're not taking anything away from Seb. He's one of the greatest of all time, but even that may be too big of an ask for them to take. The other option that's been floated around is team principal for AlphaTauri. Now that would be something awesome to see. Whilst Seb will make a great team principal, again we think this could be unlikely as it would require a vast amount of travel and time away from the family, which is one of Seb's reasons for wanting to retire from the sport. To conclude, the rumour mill has been working overtime and numerous roles have been mentioned. However, the most likely at the moment is a management role with Red Bull or a takeover from Helmut when he retires. Let us know in the comments what you think is the most likely role for Seb, and we'll be sure to keep you updated as the story develops.